And we're back, and we're live with game number 3 of Na'Vi versus Artyk. You're watching the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League, brought to you by Beyond the Summit. I'm LD, he's Merlini, and we are going to cast the deciding game 3 in this best of 3. That's right, it's gone 3 games. You might not have expected it when you look at a name like Na'Vi versus a lesser-known Peruvian squad in Artyk, but Artyk showed some fantastic individual skill and good overall team play, taking that game 2 against a strong late-game lineup from Na'Vi, forcing this game 3. With that being said, Merlini, the draft well underway. And on the side of Na'Vi, they're going to get some very, very strong heroes. The Lifestealer Mag combo, 2 tanky, beastly frontline initiators. And Merlini's actually muted on Skype because I'm a noob. There you go. How you doing, Merlini?
Hey, what's up? Nyx still hasn't been picked. Usually his first ban, and if he's not banned, he's always first pick. But it looks like he might be in hero number 8.
Yeah, it's like if you're Artyk, you kind of want to take him, but Na'Vi are fine if you do, I feel. I don't feel like this Nyx is going to be particularly effective against the lineup that Artyk has. I mean, there's not much a Nyx can do mid versus a Magnus because you can always just bottle Crow, so the mono burn doesn't really affect you. You're not going to be able to solo kill a Magnus too easily. You'll need a teammate for that. And Lifestealer, a hero that we saw last game, can die to Nyx in the early to mid game, but later on, he'll be way too tanky for a Nyx to really scratch him. So it is available, but I feel like Na'Vi are completely fine if Artyk take it, and Artyk are going to pass on it. Maybe something Na'Vi would want. I mean, for Na'Vi, I feel like the Nyx will do a lot more than it would for Artyk. But no, they'll go Rubik. So getting a very, very strong lineup here for Na'Vi, and they get the Kuroki Rubik. They get what I imagine will be the Dendi Magnus, and then probably our Havos Lifestealer. So still to be decided is who Puppy as well as Funnick are going to be playing, but they'll have 2 more picks to sort that out. And with these kind of picks for Na'Vi, above all else, they're versatile. They can pretty much do anything. They can aggressive tri-lane. The Magnus can go sort of do some jungling and pulling, or even just off-lane. Probably will be solo mid, though, and it's hard to predict what Na'Vi's lanes will be. Similar for Artyk, but I feel like Na'Vi just has the much more versatile lineup overall. Will scale better into the late game, and is still pretty strong in the laning phase.
Right, so we usually don't see this early of a Brewmaster pick, especially versus no Lone Druid. Brewmaster is especially good versus Lone Druid. You just constantly Drunken Haze the Bear and then Cyclone it when you have your ultimate and just completely take Bear out of the team fight. And you can also Dispel the Rabbit if you're good enough with a micro. But we usually don't see him picked until after Lone Druid, and Lone Druid hasn't even been picked in any of these games thus far.
Yeah, something that Artyk really... I think it was banned in the second stage for the last game, but it hasn't really been a high-priority ban or pick for either team, and if Artyk can get their hands on that, and you have a Brewmaster, a Lone Druid, as well as a Keeper of the Light, then it's scary for Na'Vi when you start pushing at them, because... to be honest, Na'Vi's reliant on a Blink Dagger for Magnus, I feel, to really get a proper initiation off, and we'll see how quickly he can farm it. But before he does, if Artyk just start 5 mana at like the 7-8 minute mark with a level 6, level 7 Lone Druid, or even just 4 mana and then Lone Druid pushing the other lane, they're going to be able to do a lot of work on those outer towers, so we will see. Of course, if the game goes later, Lifestealer is a pretty... Lifestealer and Lone Druid both do pretty well versus each other, so it's not obvious who would have the late game edge, and, well, there's always RP, there's always Empower and Spell Steal, so if you give anyone the late game edge right now, it would be Na'Vi.
And when we see Na'Vi actually ban DK, I'm not sure if it's a troll bait or not, but he's actually not a bad hero versus Lifestealer. He has massive amounts of armor, and it's just difficult for Lifestealer to chew through that.
Yeah, very, very hard to focus him down, even with a reverse polarity, and then you're pretty much forced to blow it on him, which is not an ideal situation. I think it makes sense because I'm looking at Artyk's lineup, and I see a lineup that wants to basically get level 6 on the Brewmaster, maybe get an Arcane Boots up or a Blink Dagger if you have a really good start, and start forcing fights. The Keeper of the Light is just later on in this game, I mean, all he's going to be there for is the split push. Not going to offer you any kind of control or way to deal with a Lifestealer. And sure, they have a Bane, but he's a Bane against 4 ways, or sorry, make that a Skewer, an RP, a Telekinesis, and whatever Rubik can steal. So yeah, potentially 4 ways to cancel Fiend Script. So you can't really count on that either in these fights. And if I'm Artyk right now, I'm thinking maybe aggressive tri-lane, run 2 strong solos, and then look for some 5-man Dota in the mid game. And DK obviously fits in very well with that. But they banned Nyx, so they'll go Gyro here. And what do you think? Gyro, Bane, Keeper of the Light, tri-lane?
Looks like that's what it's gonna be. Panda's fares pretty well versus Magnus. Oh, maybe not versus a Queen of Pain though. Queen of Pain gives melee heroes huge amounts of trouble in the middle, so I don't think they'll vary the laning up still. But looks like, as you said, Keeper, Bane, and Gyro tri-lane.
It could even be a Panda tri-lane. He does well in a tri-lane, but the issue is it delays his level 6, so if they want to risk that. It's a possibility. I would say Gyro does a bit better against Queen of Pain, but still probably an edge to the Queen of Pain overall. And they don't have anyone who's an obvious choice to just win that 1v1 match at mid. So I think for Na'Vi, picking up the Queen of Pain here gives you a vehicle for the Lifestealer and Fest Bomb, and just a pretty smart choice overall.
A common pick to counter a quad pick mid is Puck, and they could do like a safe lane Gyro versus whoever Navi's off lane may be. Unless it's an aggro try, then Gyro will just get destroyed. But they could do Panda in triple lane with in their aggressive triple lane Gyro safe, and Puck middle. That option is still open for Artyk.
Yeah, it would be pretty scary because they have a good setup. So you clap, or you sleep, you clap, and then you illuminate while that's all happening, and that's enough to kill off a hero like Rubik for sure. Maybe not the Lifestealer because you can probably get Rage off there. They'll go TA again. They'll go back for the Smash Templar Assassin. So looks like it will be probably a tri-lane Brewmaster. I mean, maybe they even said the TA safe lane just to match up well versus the Magnus 1v1 and send the Gyro mid versus the Queen of Pain. So definitely some options here for Artyk as far as who their solos will be, who's going to be on the tri-lane, but all sorts of possibilities. It does feel like a lineup that will go aggressive tri-lane, though.
Right. I feel, yeah, TA versus Queen of Pain, that matchup was played a lot before the Refraction nerf, and it's, I think, pretty skill-dependent matchup, and very block-dependent on that first wave. They don't have that cog for the first wave to help smash out in the middle lane.
Yeah, that was a cute little tactic. We mentioned it briefly, but obviously we didn't get to dive into it too much. Just having the creeps up on your high ground when you're up against a 600 range hero or close to that. The Queen of Pain is not quite 600 range. I think it's like 550 or something, but it's long enough to give you fits as a hero like Templar Assassin. So having that early high ground advantage versus Tinker last game was big. Won't have it this game, and I mean, there's all sorts of things that can factor into this matchup. Like if you give Sentry Ward to the Queen of Pain, so you can't Melge dodge, Shadow Strike, and potentially roaming from the supports can kill off the TA relatively easily early game. So in a vacuum in a 1v1, I agree with you. I think it's pretty even after the Refraction nerf, but lots of other factors that could ultimately determine the outcome there. And Na'Vi, for their last pick, need that second support. Maybe something like a Lina or a Leshrac here.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that Artyk has some sort of physical damage to deal with Lifestealer. A problem that we saw last game is that they were just so magic damage dependent. They had Puck and Nyx and Tinker and just like huge amounts of magical damage. And Weaver is like okay, but he can't really burst down a Nyx during Rage. But with TA and Gyrocopter, Nyx is gonna he may have trouble staying alive during the Rage. And we see a Vino last pick.
Oh, Puppy going for some hate here on the Templar Assassin, I feel, and also getting a strong tri-lane hero in the Venomancer. A well-placed Gale can completely blunt any aggression from Artyk. You go in for your sleep, your clap combo, you get 2-hero Gale, suddenly you may be the ones who are running for your lives, and we'll see if Artyk still look to get aggressive. But we have a quick disconnect, so may have a pause, I imagine, from Artyk, as it looks like Misco has left the game. No, not Misco, sorry. Someone hasn't picked their hero yet. But anyway, guys, if you are just tuning in, you've missed a whale of a day so far. This is a best of 3. It's between Na'Vi and Artyk. We're locked in it in our first group of Phase 2, and I imagine that pause will come out. It does right now. And yeah, looking at the groups, Mouse Sports versus 4FC, that just happened on twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit 2. That match ended up with a victory for Mouse. So the winner of this best of 3 goes on to play the winner of Na'Vi versus Artyk. You might have assumed Na'Vi will easily 2-0 Artyk, since you probably haven't heard of them. They're actually a pretty impressive team. They took Na'Vi down in Game 2. They even pushed Na'Vi's backs up against the wall for a little while in Game 1 before ultimately losing that game. So not out of the question by any means that Artyk could take this series. And so then it comes down to this game, Merlini. It's all about this game. The loser, of course, of this match drops down to play 4FC in the group. And well, what do you think about the draft? Do you give an edge to either team with this kind of unusual last pick Venomancer?
I like Navi's lineup more. I think they have the stronger solos in Magnus and Queen of Pain, so they should fare decently in their lanes. And Vino, Rubik, Nyx should prove to be very successful in their aggression. I hope they do.
Yeah, and when you pick Venomancer, it's a strong defensive support, but it is also someone who could look to get aggressive. If you can catch a hero like Bane or Keeper of the Light with Gale, they're pretty much dead, since that Gale is a 50% slow at level 1, a ridiculously strong, I think the strongest level 1 slow by far, and plus it can hit multiple heroes too. So if they can hit that initially, can look for some kills in the aggressive lane, but that would be dangerous versus a Keeper of the Light if they end up going 3v3. So we'll see for Na'Vi how they plan to use this Venomancer. A hero that is dominant in the laning stage, but generally tends to fall off very quickly in the mid game if he doesn't have that early impact, if he doesn't have that early punch.
Yeah, and we see Havos back on Lifestealer, one of the heroes that he plays a lot. He seems like a little bit more uncomfortable on THD as we saw in the first game, but he's very, very good with Lifestealer and Weaver like we saw last game.
Yeah, Havost is a very aggressive carry player. I think anyone who's watched him play enough Dota pretty much knows that. So, Lifestealer, a good hero to be aggressive on. Weaver can be, and Havost had some big plays, but did get caught out a few times, and ultimately, there's a lot more margin for error with a hero like Lifestealer than there is with someone like Weaver.
Yep, definitely. So I'm curious to see what they will actually do for their lanes because Gyro can solo as well as Panda, and both of them also fit pretty well in a triple lane. Temple Assassin is most definitely solo.
Okay, someone is saying that I have issues with my microphone. I'm just going to try. I think everything's plugged in properly. Does it sound okay to you, Merlini?
There's some like static here and there, but it's decent enough.
Still static, or?
It's fine now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Not sure what would be causing the static, but I guess it's stabilized for the moment, so hopefully it will stay that way. And, well, with that being said, we'll have a bit of a prolonged pause, so I guess let's look closer into our lanes. How do you think each team is going to lane it?
You want to introduce the lineups first?
Yeah, sure, we could do that. That's actually a good place to start. We will have Smash playing the Templar Assassin for Team Artyk, the Peruvian upstarts who have taken a game off Na'Vi. This series all tied up 1-1. Winner moves on to play Mouse in the winner bracket finals of Group A. For Phase 2 of the WePlay.tv Dota 2 League, Misko on the Bane, Masuku going to be on the Keeper of the Light, Iwo on the Gyrocopter, Mihawk will be playing that Brewmaster. He was our Clockwork last game. Started off slow, but he heated up as the game went along.
And for Na'Vi, we have Puppy on Venomancer, Havost on Lifestealer, Dendi on the solo Queen of Pain, Kiroki on his signature Rubik, and Funnick on Magnus. Looks to be soloing the safe lane.
And Havost's going to be taking that Lifestealer as well, and it looks like he's heading mid. So sending this Lifestealer mid, I imagine they're expecting the Brewmaster to be there.
Oh.
Will they find that Brewmaster? Mihawk's actually got a Stout Shield, so looks like he might not be planning to go mid. Smash is the one who's going there. That's not going to be that easy of a matchup for Lifestealer.
Yeah, unusual laning. Most people would just always dump Queen of Pain middle versus a TA as opposed to a Magnus. Not the Lifestealer, but let's see how it works out.
Yeah, it looks like Na'Vi maybe want to exploit whoever's in that safe lane by sending the Queen of Pain there. So someone like a Gyrocopter, especially in the side lane, would kind of struggle versus Queen of Pain. Sure, she can't kill him, but just can kind of harass him from long range, can chase him a bit with the creep wave, and especially if it's the Panda here. If it's the Panda here, or the TA, I think the TA would have a little bit harder of a time because there's longer to chase compared to the mid lane, and Bottle Crowing will take you longer. It's not as reliable. You can't go for the rune, so we'll see. But Na'Vi obviously have some sort of shenanigans playing with their lanes. Is it a tri-lane quap? They're tri-laning this quap. Okay, this is unusual, but they really want to shut down Artyk, I guess. No smokes even, just planning to tri-lane. Not even going for dual roam, just going to be aggressive triple lane in this bottom lane.
Yep, and Denny does have sentries on him in case he is paired versus TA, but it looks like they're going to wrap around and try and get first blood on this TA in middle.
Oh, they don't want Smash to have the start he did last game. Na'Vi saw what happened when he did. They think about going mid, but they will head back towards the bottom lane now. Chuking hither and thither. Kuroki now gonna circle around. They'll probably drop a ward behind the tower momentarily. Not just yet, though. But generally, if you want to go for those dives, that'll be important. It's a lot of slow here. If they get a lift and then they... No. Now they'll lift, but I think it's a little too late. They'll try and go, maybe not. The Gale as well as the Shadow Strike. The clap is there for Mihawk, but he won't actually use it yet. Oh yeah, that's a lot of poison damage. That is a lot of poison damage. He jukes in the trees. Oh, Mihawk even pops his sal, but there's so much poison. He's gonna die. He's gotta be denied here. Actually, maybe not. He just lives.
Wow,
but
that's close.
That's still a pretty big victory for Na'Vi. They force out 2 salves. Actually, Dendi has to use one of his own. So yeah, I mean, call it a fairly even trade. 1 extra salve used by Artyk. And a lot of wasted time for those supports. They'll now head towards mid. I think they could have had a first blood mid as well if they'd gone on Smash. He might have even been the easier kill in the end.
But the 2 supports from top were rotating there. He might have had some help from his teammates.
That's true. Could have actually backfired, but they'll go
Hero
now.
and Puppy are ready.
Yeah, they'll go now. Do they have that detection for Smash? He doesn't have Meld yet, and I think they know it. Smash dropping quickly. He's got a fresh refraction up soon. He will get it off. Gale only ticks every few seconds. There's no poison sting, so Smash not dying just yet, but now the refraction burnt through. He got level 3. He'll go inside Meld. He'll try to kill the ward, but it's not in time, and Na'Vi will strike first. They get the first blood. They go for the aggressive laning support in the Venomancer. They won't find the gank on the first opportunity, but they just keep at it, and they find it now. And a crucial first blood. Now the lane gets much easier for Havost.
Yeah, very nice swap of the Sentry Wars. It was actually on Denny to start off with, and he passed it off to one of the roaming heroes.
Yeah, and did that while they were heading bottom. Now they're going to find a haster on a puppy. Could potentially look to kill Masuku. If he gets caught, he's so dead. No teleport scroll. No way out. Dendy's coming now. Or not Dendy, sorry. Puppy's coming now. Hasted on in. Look for the Gale to hit. They'll actually go for Mihawk. I think they want 2 here. Will they go Brewmaster? Will they go Masuku? Or will they go nobody? I guess nobody in the end. Illuminate being channeled. The thing is, Na'Vi really want to dive this tower. Here, they're not going to have the creep support, so it's a lot harder.
Yeah, I think they might need Bane to rotate, because he's not really doing much up top. Bane and Gyro, I definitely don't think they can kill a solo Magnus, and I think Gyro would fare better off with just getting solo experience and farm, and Bane should move around to try and counter these 2 roamers, Puppy and Kurogi, just sitting up in middle, trying to put a lot of pressure on Smash.
Yeah, imagine if he's mid and he turns on a Nightmare at the right point to help Smash dodge some damage or stay alive. Even maybe give him a ward in the jungle, like say right around this area. But for the moment, Na'Vi, they've rotated back towards the middle lane. A little bit of lag, at least on my end. Not sure if you're getting that, but seems like things have stabilized.
You're cutting out a little bit in Skype. Oh, looks like they were going for the Magnus kill on top.
Top lane, trying to dive Phonic, but yeah, that's really not going to happen. Meanwhile, bottom lane, I see a rotation in. Dendy, he's got a Shadow Strike. It's level 2. Looking for the dive. Not dropping any frames on XSplit, so I think everything's fine as far as lag goes. Mihawk gets pulled back in, though. Where's that Gale? No Gale just yet. Very late on the Gale. Now the Shadow Strike comes out. An easy kill. Na'Vi finding another one. They're about, I think, 1 for 2 here. 50%. They've gone for 2 ganks. Hey, so my stream is having a few issues. I think it's back up. So if you're just tuning in, let's see, am I still in the game? I think I...
It says you disconnected.
Yeah, I'm going to have to reconnect real quickly. But guys, welcome back. I do apologize for the stream issues. Just our internet continue to act up. And we've been... I can't even tell you how many hours I spent on the phone with Verizon. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to get the issues sorted out yet as far as the routing goes. Hopefully, we'll do so soon. But anyway, I'm back inside the game. Merlini, did we miss anything big? Or?
No, it was actually paused, luckily.
Yeah, fortunately for us... For some reason, my camera is really... What the hell is going on? Alright, looks like I think I was lagging really badly there. But yeah, finally the camera stabilized. So guys, welcome back in. Didn't really miss anything. This is game 3 between Artyk and Na'Vi. And after a couple of pauses, we're looking at Na'Vi with some effective early roaming. They're now going to head towards mid, looking for Smash as well. The lift actually on a creep, but then thrown forward to stun Smash anyway. So not what Kuroki intended, I imagine. But works out pretty well in the end. And the sleep... The deny actually attempted by Misco, not going to be there in time. So when it's all said and done. And when it's all said and done, they get the kill. Yep, if you're watching stream and you hear my voice but you don't see video, refresh your stream. Hopefully the issues are resolved. Looks like there aren't any frames being dropped right now. So, good early movement from Na'Vi.
Yep, this Venomancer pick is really paying off for them. He has to go back and heal, but he almost has his boots up right now. So level 3 and involved in all 3 kills.
Yeah, Puppy, I think that's now 3 for 5, so really finding the ganks. Could even sell this branch if he wanted, pick up his boots. We'll see. Puppy is a little bit poor, all things considered. And if you... Merlini, could you tell the people on Dota TV, since I had to reconnect, they might not hear my voice, that they should just switch audio channels if that's the case?
Sure, I'll do that.
Because it's a bug. Well, you gotta... you gotta say it for them to hear.
Oh, I was gonna type. Oh, yeah, so for people listening on Dota TV, just switch audio channels because LD did have to reconnect, and I believe there is a bug that you can't hear him anymore.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it happened this game, but just in case it did, I know it's happened to us in the past. But anyway, hopefully all the technical issues sorted out through the moment. Don't see any frames being dropped now. And Na'Vi, after finding a couple of early kills, seems like they're content with that early game advantage they got. They're going to back off and just look to do some farming and stacking.
Queen of Pain will be level 6 very... TA will be level 6 very shortly, and those Psionic Traps should help her scout out any ganks if she places them well.
Yeah, but just not having that powerful start we saw for Smash last game, where he was out farming Phonic, and they'll actually go in mid with an open wounds, but a little bit too far. There is a Sentry Ward in the lane, so Host can trade a little bit more favorably with that TA. No chance of her melding and not being in vision. We'll see Puppy. He rotated in. Not going to go for the kill in the end. They'll back off. And now towards the bottom lane, we'll see a teleport here from Masuku. Only level 3. Really in spite of the fact that Na'Vi was moving all game, we're not be seeing a big level advantage by any means for Artyk. In fact, the Rubik for KuroKy is the highest level support in the game. They're trying to go on top lane. The ward will scout things out. KuroKy, no boots on him. Won't be able to get a range.
Queen of Pain is Invis sitting around behind bottom tower, probably looking for easy kill on Caudle with her ultimate up.
Yeah, only his level 2 Scream, though, because he went for 2 points in Shadow Strike, so I think he'd still get the kill, but maybe it will take a little bit longer. We'll have to see. I hear Sleep. Puppy gets swept up in the river. Are they thinking of just kind of trying to blunt the aggression? So the Bane has made that movement towards mid. He's been there to protect the Templar Assassin. We've seen Smash have... Oh, no. Dendi did it. Goes in, finds the Keeper of the Light. Looks like he did use the ultimate as well. So in the end, had the burst damage for the kill. But yeah, they moved the Bane. The Bane's been helping out more mid. The problem is, I feel like the damage is already done.
Yeah, Smash has to like live in constant fear of these ganks because they actually don't have very good vision up on the map. And even so, you have to worry about the smoke ganks too. And they've already killed her twice and sitting at 0-2 and 0 right now. Very underfarmed, no treads, no phase boots. Not really much of anything yet.
Yeah, the one good thing for them is they have a Gyrocopter who's farming well. Ewo now sitting on treads, Grin of Basilius, Magic Wand, getting all his basic items up. Hasn't found too many kills, but still farming almost as well as this Lifestealer. I'm really worried about the mid game. We have Funnick, who got safe lane farm as a Magnus. He's already level 7. He's got a maxed out Shockwave. He's got RP. Panda is level 5, and that's a safe lane Panda as well. So the early roaming from Na'Vi means that their initiator can join the fights now. Panda can't. And Panda's the one who offers you less as the game progresses, so I think it's going to be crucial for Artyk to, I guess, play defensively, but in doing so, it's playing kind of into Navi's hands, because Funnick will have time to farm that Blink.
Right, and Havos looks like he's going for an early move speed build phase, and most likely drums next, so TA's going to have a hard time trying to get a hold of this Lifestealer.
Yeah, and Smash, let's see what he goes for. Probably going to pick up those treads. Like you said, you really need them to deal with the Bottle Crow, or to Bottle Crow more effectively, since Refraction takes more mana. Dendi really zoning Mihawk out of the lane. He just can't be left alone at this point. He's not going to be able to do anything against Dendi, which is the strength of that Queen of Pain pick, and I think we both agreed as soon as it was selected, it was going to work well against Artyk. And we see that here.
That level 2 Shadow Strike just wreaks havoc on melee heroes. And Funnick already has his Arcane boost, so he's looking pretty nice on his farm. Blink should probably come another 5 or 10 minutes.
Look for the wraparound bottom. They're going to start with a trap detonated. A clap will be here along with an illuminate all at once. Dendi blinks away, but a well-executed gank from Artyk will find the kill. It was a 4-hero gank, 3 of them smoked up for it, including the solo mid-Templar Assassin. But a kill is a kill is a kill. And the treads, as well as the wand now on the way for a Templar Assassin. So all things considered, a nice little kill there, but still, Magnus free farming. Funnick, at this rate, could have his Blink Dagger by like the 14-15 minute mark if they don't gank him, I think.
Yep. And they get some free hits on the T1 tower.
Yeah, they'll start working on that with Keeper of the Light here. Might even be able to bring it low. Can illuminate down the creep wave. They still have a Panda ultimate as well. But here comes the rotation. Na'Vi want to fight this. They have Funnick. They'll have Dendi who can rejoin the fight. And an immediate retreat is necessary. Will be there for Artyk. So they force out TPs from 2 of the solos. 2 of the big farmers for Na'Vi.
But Havos is invis, and he looks for Misco.
Goodbye, Misco. One more hit. He's dead. Just nothing you can do there as a Bane until you have Fiend's Grip. And even if you do, you could use Fiend's Grip, you're still going to die. And if your teammate's not there, you're not going to turn it around. Masuko in trouble. There's a Queen of Pain ultimate. They don't want to use it. Oh, Dendi, he had the angle for 2. Doesn't know where this Brewmaster is. Will teleport away in the end. Dendi on the hunt. Our Brewmaster gets out. Mihawk will survive, but costly at that. Not farming. They're going to give up their own tier 1 probably. And just go for the trade mid.
Yeah, these supports have to be very, very careful about their positioning because Naix and Queen of Pain are farmed in... Ooh, looks like Puppy might die? No. But these supports really need to watch their positioning and let more tanky heroes go in front. Panda hasn't used his ultimate yet, and TA's naturally tankier with Refraction.
And all of a sudden, Funnick has 1,000 gold, halfway to that Blink Dagger. Actually, it's only been a minute and a half, so maybe even looking at a faster Blink than what I had suggested, especially if he finds some kills. Tower does go down mid. Artyk now 5 heroes clustered up here, but I don't really think they want to push. I think just not sure where else to go. With the tier 1 falling bottom, top being, of course, your off lane, and then mid, you've already taken the tier 1. Not many places for Artyk to farm. They'll try and go up here, but Dendi is waiting, along with Funnick. An RP, a Queen of Pain ultimate. Well, kill secured, that's for sure. And Na'Vi, they get a kill in the Gyro. The only hero that was farming well in Artyk. and then they look to get out. Well, actually, that's not true. The TA is farming well, but she died earlier, so... Actually died twice, so farming well, not really gonna... Actually, is she going Medallion? Yeah, Smash is gonna go Medallion this game, so... Not farming particularly well, says, instead of going for the early Manta style, the drums, gonna go for something a bit cheaper. Meanwhile, Dendi, diving aggressively. Scream, will hit 2, but now Illuminate gets channeled. A clap and an Illuminate. Dendi might have overextended here a bit. Smash needs 1 meld crit. 1 meld crit, that'll be the kill. They get Dendi. A little bit of an overextension. Funnick lumbers on in, but with no RP, not a whole lot he can do. The trade-off, Kuroki getting farm. Arcane Boots, he's level 7. And then even Puppy, level 5, so the supports of Na'Vi overall getting a lot more right now than Artyk.
Right, and Funnick is only 700 gold away from his Blink Dagger now.
And once he gets that Blink, I feel like Na'Vi could just infest bomb anything. Even a hero like the Panda, an underfarmed Panda like this could easily be brought down before he can use his ultimate. Especially with Havost, Armlet coming soon. Almost has it.
Yeah, Brewmaster's still a very long way off from his Blink. But we still have yet to see Panda Ultimate. They need to make use of that if they want to regain control of this game.
They will find Ewo trapped in between 2 in the trees. Will drop the cooldown. They get skewered on out of there. Dendi is low. Dendi barely going to blink away before that killing cooldown secondary blow would have come. But in the end does escape. Ewo dies again. 2 deaths for a Gyrocopter in the space of a few minutes. And no Blink Dagger in sight for Mihawk, who in fact almost died in his own right mid. I think Havost just got a little aggressive there, but Dendi rotates now. Dendi going for an early Orchid. And I feel if he gets this Orchid up in a relatively reasonable time frame, the Brewmaster's just not going to do anything in these fights. Between Blink RP and Orchid, good luck getting an ultimate off. And already we have a Blink RP.
Right, and Artyk is just losing control of their jungle right now. Dendi is just farming this small camp. This bottom tower is already down. Gyro is just getting picked off. They really can't farm anywhere on the map right now. Just like pretty much this area.
You gotta credit Na'Vi for their adjustment. After game 1, they saw what happened when Smash had an easy matchup 1v1 mid. They made the adjustment. They went for the Venomancer. They didn't even go for someone like, say, Alina, who's a strong dual roaming combo with Rubik, but isn't as good versus Templar Assassin. The game plan, all about hating on that TA mid. You know, even said in the draft, man, that's really trying to give Smash a hard time. And they do. They go with the support that gives you a lot of damage over time. They can remove refraction quickly, and they had to make those early ganks work. They did. So now Na'Vi find themselves in a very comfortable position. Funnick hoping to find someone mid, but little does he know, their entire team is basically top. Traps detonated on Puppy, the missile to fly. He'll actually run in, drops his ult before dying, and that means these supports will start to drop very quickly. Kuroki could even look to man up, but a Fiend's Grip gonna bring, actually stole the Fiend's Grip, bringing Ewo down. I was like, wait, is that Rubik getting Fiend's Grip? No, actually it was the other way around. Dendi now lurking behind the tower. They'll have to TP out back to base, but it's all said and done. They get 2. Looks like they get out for free. Na'Vi looking for the gank mid. Just kind of lucky for Artyk that there wasn't anybody there. And then Dendi looking top, but everyone had already TP'd out. So Artyk dodging bullets, finding some kills.
Yep, Dendi was in a very aggressive position over here with invisibility when all that shenanigans happened up top. And it looks like Havost is inside Funnick right now, so they're looking for an Nakes Bomb with a Blink RP.
And a Queen of Pain ult over the top. That sounds like a very unpleasant meal. Something that will give you some digestive issues if you're Artyk, and it might be coming to a Panda near you. Here we go. Uh-oh. Mihawk, this is not looking too good. They'll find Masuku. Well, they'll settle for that. Might even find 2. Panda Split does come out in time, but it's not actually going to get a kill. There's no way Havost dies to this. Meanwhile, the more interesting action, Dendi going to be slept up. Now Smash coming in. No Fiend Script, so they won't be able to kill him off. Misco with the Brain Sap, able to live long enough to survive. Now the Yules on the backside from the Panda Cyclone. Able to get them out to safety, I think. The Rocket chasing in. A Blink from behind from Funnick. Hits the Skewer. Or the Shockwave, rather. Not quite enough to secure the kill yet. Now the cooldown comes. Can they bring down Funnick? The RP is here. It'll hit 2. And they are in a world of trouble. Funnick even skewers away. Barely living. Now Smash and Mihawk trying to fight their way out. The meld crit brings Dendi low. But he gets earned up. Little medical assistance on the fly from Krogi, who turns around, dishes a meld back out the other way. What fantastic play from this Rubik. And now Smash, the one who's in trouble. He'll pop out of meld. He'll run in. The refraction wears off. He dies. That's 5 heroes dead as top lane. It's Captain Puppy finding the solo kill in the Keep of the Light. And you gotta say, this game is really falling apart for Artyk. I don't think they have the better late game lineup. They have no map control. They have no hero who's really farming a core item anytime soon. Merlini, this is not looking good.
It's not looking good at all. Looking pretty ugly. In fact, their Gyro, who had free farm, is now 0-3, and I think they were kind of hoping that he would carry this mid game because he was the only lane that was kind of left alone, just a solo Magnus up there. But he hasn't been able to do that much.
Yeah, after Na'Vi got those few kills, they said, okay, our Queen of Pain is going to win the matchup bottom versus Panda. There's no way Artyk can kill him, so we're not going to leave the supports there. We don't need them anymore. We don't even need the mid because our lifestealer for Havost isn't going to die with an early pair of phase boots to a Templar assassin with boots in a bottle. So let's go top. Let's keep the gyro down. Let's pull constantly, slow down the farm of the gyro. And then eventually they found the kills with the Blink RP. So Na'Vi just kind of like understanding exactly which hero needs to be the focus at each stage of the game. Now they've managed to shut down every single core of Artyk. And Artyk, although they've tied up this series 1-1, it feels like Na'Vi may be on the brink of making it a 2-1 victory and moving on into the winner bracket finals to play Mouse Wars.
Yep, Na'Vi is just very, very efficient about moving around the map and making very good use of their supports.
Yeah, Havost gonna walk up the high ground here, walk into Smash, who has that trap. The Fiend script will be here. Havost has an armlet. Can he get it off? Here's Funnick trying to bail him out. No RP just yet, but Havost will get off the armlet. Now life gets a lot harder. They clap, they crit, but Havost is armlet toggling. He's still alive. He'll eat an additional trap. He's still dropping, but again and again with the armlet toggles, they just don't have enough sustained damage to bring him down. He might even turn around and kill off Masuko here. This is such a Havost hero. Aegis was popped while this was happening. The RP flies forth. Catches Mihawk, no pan. Oh, Dendi jams one in. He's already gotten another, and now on the back lines it's going to be Smash trying to fight his way out, but he's caught. He's going to drop quickly with that medallion affecting himself as well. 3 heroes hit the deck. A quick GG from Artyk, and really, who can blame them? This game was over. Well, Merlini, in the end, it's going to be Na'Vi taking a convincing Game 3. They struggled in Game 2, but they'll take the series. So guys, they will be... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, next is going to be Mouse versus Na'Vi, right?
Yeah, Na'Vi versus Mouse coming up next. That will be a best of 3, and the winner of that series will be your winner bracket champions. They will be the first place team in Group A for Phase 2. 16 teams enter this phase, only 8 will leave it. Who's going to be first place in Group A? Will it be Na'Vi, or will it be Mouse Sports? We're going to find out next. While that's happening, over on the other stream, twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2, Blaze as well as Cyclops, actually, if you remember the guy who makes his wife stealer comments. Pretty fun caster, I gotta say, and always a blast to listen to. So I highly recommend checking him out. It'll be Artyk versus 4FC. That'll be simultaneously happening over at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. But over here on Beyond the Summit, we'll be casting Na'Vi versus Mouse. It comes up next. So with that being said, I'm LD, he's Merlini. Merlini, thanks for joining me for this series. Any shout-outs? Anything you want to say to all the fans out there?
Just thanks everyone for all the support that I've gotten, and if you like me, follow me on Twitter or Twitch, YouTube. I have them all. Facebook/Merlini Dota. And thanks LD for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. And if you want to cast the next series, Merlini, you're definitely welcome. But either way, guys, stay tuned. Na'Vi versus Mouse, a best of 3, coming up next.